This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map, Tournament Stadium, and welcome to the rainy day. In the north, as the green, Marked of Kane. This is Drive. And in the south, in the east side of the map, as the pink, Black Hand, this is Masterleaf. Black Hand versus Marked of Kane. Now, I believe this is going to be labeled as a rainy day game, and when you see that come up, usually what it means is I'm traveling or I'm really busy with work, and I haven't had time to post anything, so I'm taking a game that someone sent in that wasn't particularly good, and I've just kind of been holding it in a folder on my hard drive called Rainy Day Games. But the funny thing is, this replay, whoever sent in this replay, they actually pre-labeled it as a rainy day game. So, I don't know if that'll be an accurate judgment, but a rainy day game is just a game that isn't on a rainy map necessarily, although this map is rainy, or it isn't necessarily raining when I post the game. It's a game for a rainy day. So it's a little video that I make in advance that I just keep around for whenever things aren't going as well, whenever I don't have something planned, prepped, and ready to go. I have some backup stuff. But every time there's someone in the comments who's like, wait, it's raining where I am. How did you know? No, that's not what it is. And then inevitably, because the rainy day games are typically a little bit less good than a typical game, there's always people who are like, this game isn't very good. What, is this channel dead? And it's like, what? No, it's just, there's other stuff in the world that happens. Like, sometimes you have work and sometimes work is busy. But I just think it's funny that someone sent in this replay and pre-labeled it a rainy day game, which, if it turns out to be a really awesome game, because, I mean, it's Masterleaf and Drive, and, you know, Marked of Kane versus Black Hand. This could definitely be an awesome matchup, and it's one of those matchups that we don't see very often, and for me, I've been casting a lot of the Kane's Wrath Championship Series, which has been overall just a fantastic set of tournaments, but it's all vanilla, and so we didn't get any of the sub-factions in them. It was only vanilla. Now we get to see two sub-factions duking it out. This is 1.02 plus R16 for those of you who care. Bikes are going to be able to catch this buggy, but of course this is 4 bikes that are now even more delayed to getting into the base of Masterleaf. So at the same time, Drive is setting up his natural expansion, Masterleaf is setting up his natural expansion, and Masterleaf may be just a slight bit behind the expansion of Drive in terms of timing. Masterleaf now going to be moving out with his own bikes and his own buggies to chase down the units of Drive. But also, you might be able to put a little teensy tiny bit of pressure on anything here at this natural expansion of Drive. Masterleaf decides to turn around and head back home, but he also has a sneaky second group of bikes, 3 bikes. Just going to take a look at the main base of Drive, and Drive already had that laser turret queued up and ready to go. Bikes of Drive managed to sneak in here, and they nearly get a kill on a Harvester, and it looks like no Harvesters went down, although one of them may have been eliminated. But one Harvester very low on health. Masterleaf narrowly manages to keep that fellow alive, and super delay on the refinery expansion from Drive, which... so he way overspent on bikes and buggies because he doesn't have any tech. He didn't go for like a second war factory first, but it's just a super late refinery at his natural expansion for the amount of stuff that's happened in this game. The refinery timing itself isn't like game ending or anything, but it's just a later timing than you would ordinarily want. Buggy gets cleaned up. Decent number of bikes and buggies roaming around the map for both players, but not a lot of good openings or opportunities for either one. Oh, that pathing. Oh, that pathing. That one bike circled all the way around that building before finally joining up with his brethren. Drive very nicely did manage to grab multiple buildings around the map, so he's got that extra bit of vision, he's got that extra bit of intel. He can see when Masterleaf's forces are passing next to those buildings. A couple of bikes getting cleaned up. Masterleaf does indeed see the op center is up and running. Looks like it might be Tier 3 on the way for the current moment, possibly for both players. Masterleaf and Drive pretty much mirroring each other as much as they can. It's not a technical mirror matchup, but the timing of the expansions, the timing of the tech up, everything else is pretty darn close to a mirror. Holographic army has been used by Drive. As we can see some of them disappearing there. I don't think he has his chemical plant yet. He might be starting his chemical plant right now, which, or I guess it's about halfway done, but his vision might actually expire before he actually gets that. As you can see, Masterleaf selling off one of his refineries, and of course, these ones quite nicely spread at the natural expansion. Drives are perhaps a bit close if this was Tiberium Wars, but he should be safe here in 1.02+. Tib Vein detonation firing off, and the bikes are here to clean up the harvesters as they get weakened from Tib Vein detonation. Ooh, nice. He gets the chemical plant as well, so a well-placed catalyst missile there by Drive forces the sell-off of that refinery, kills a harvester, and gets the chemical plant as well. Nice little delay to any one-clicks of Masterleaf, and by nice little delay, apparently it didn't matter at all because Masterleaf already got one of the refineries. Drive, I feel like, always the guy who manages to get the other guy's chemical plant with his own chemical plant, but... Redeemer engineered facility, so no second war factory, just straight into the Redeemer for Drive. And Masterleaf not quite doing the same thing. He went double war factory at his main base, so he's going to be looking to potentially pressure the natural expansion of Drive. And meanwhile, Masterleaf will retain no production facilities at his own natural expansion. So Masterleaf is really hoping the focus of the map of this game is on the southern half of this map. Masterleaf, it looks like, stealing some of the blue Tiberium from the center of the field. Drive may have also done that, or maybe Masterleaf was able to claim all of it. I'm not sure what happened to Drive's chemical plant. He may have sold it off. Masterleaf may have killed it off at some point. Tib Chemical Troopers do manage to clean up that scouting squad with the help of that laser turret. And I hope that we see a good amount of EMPs coming out for Drive. He has not been very active as a Marked of Kane player with those EMPs up to this point. 3 avatars are here for Drive. He's going to be able to get a couple of shots off. Completely whiffs that one EMP because he thought the tanks were going to continue driving forward when they did not. Third base coming up for Masterleaf. Third base is on the way for Drive as well. And the Redeemer out on the field. The execution in this game is absolutely fine. No big blunders coming out from either player, but I understand why this replay was labeled Rainy Day Game. I wonder if the second half of it is going to be more exciting now that we've got 2 Redeemers out on the field. We've got stealth tanks and both players happy to power up. Masterleaf going multi-MCV, and aha, this is his plan. The beam cannons, the obelisk, and he is going to be hunting him some harvesters, even using the buggies to help him get those powerful shots off. EMPs fire off on one of the buggies, and that obelisk is going to probably be joined by a couple of its obelisk friends from a Masterleaf sooner or later. There's another obelisk coming down. EMP is going to be firing off, but Raider buggies need to get in close to this Redeemer to stop it, as Drive is going to be potentially causing some problems up in the north. No, it's still just that one structure that Masterleaf has not cleared out. Rage Gen fires off, and Masterleaf is going to march his way forward. He's got himself 3 obelisks, and he is taking shots at the EMP structures and units of Drive. Masterleaf currently in an absolute commanding position. Finally, the EMPs start firing off on the side of Drive. He's able to lock down one of the obelisks, and his Redeemer fires off another Rage Gen before retreating from the front line. The avatars joining in for Drive. Is he going to barely have enough firepower to stand up against all the lasers of Masterleaf? The Redeemer does fall. Drive decides not to retreat it from the front line, and these 4 avatars, a 5th avatar joining the fray, need to stand up against all of the beam cannons of Masterleaf. Finally, an obelisk gets up and gets some shots off without immediately getting deleted by Masterleaf. The Redeemer trying to march away. Drive, is he going to let it? No EMPs on the ground, and the EMPs, or the lack of EMPs for Drive, are a critical misstep, I think. He's lost a lot of opportunity. Even those supercharged particle beams coming out for Drive. I mean, charged particle beams are here for Masterleaf, but nothing on the side of Drive. Oh my gosh, this obelisk has killed so many avatars, and that husk almost gets sniped by the avatar just moments before the engineer jumped into it. Every single husk gets eliminated. Very nicely done there by Masterleaf. And that is a frustrating tactic to go up against. And all of these power plants as well, meaning that, well, if some of them get taken offline, number 1, the obelisks still have power, but number 2, it just creates so many body blocks for these obelisks, for this Redeemer. Drive, he's bought enough time to get himself another Redeemer, but at the same time, he needs a much better solution because Masterleaf is slowly but surely harvesting away at that field, somewhat uncontested. We do have that stealth tank in the north looking to strike down the Tier 3, and Masterleaf has had time to queue up another Tier 3 at one of his MCVs if he's not going to defend his current tech lab. And it looks like he's not, so this one stealth tank very slowly is going to burn down that tech lab. And then he can go start hunting some harvesters, maybe even get himself a fully heroic status. And Drive, he made the bet to take this third base as his third, this field as his third, and Masterleaf is here to contest it. So Drive is out of active cash. He just doesn't have a lot of income at the current moment. And this, that stealth tank still hasn't gone elite. It's just single veteran up to this point. Rage Gen versus Rage Gen. Nope, Harvester gets insta-sniped. There's going to be the EMP firing off. No! The nice kill of that Awakened squad by Masterleaf means no EMP fires off, and those Shredder turrets have been so active for Masterleaf. And of course, no extra Awakened squads are trying to circle in from the north or anything for Drive. He's trying to break the attack lock on this Redeemer. It's getting so close to death, but he maybe barely is going to be able to save it as Masterleaf doesn't have the range to take down that Redeemer, and it walks back to the War Factory. Masterleaf's Redeemer still standing strong at about half health. I'm not sure what happened to the stealth tank up north. It looks like that's just a Cabal squad heading through the Tiberium field. Avatars getting their life sapped away from them. Once again, Masterleaf whittling down the Avatar numbers. Redeemer stepping back onto the front line. This now network of Shredder turrets is going to make it increasingly difficult for any EMPs to land. Before, there were some gaps in the defense of Masterleaf, but as time goes on, Masterleaf's Shredder turrets are getting a little bit more robust. Attack bike's going to be coming in, and they're going to jump on the Redeemer, just try and knock it down in one fell swoop. They're going deep onto the enemy territory, and they are going to commit to the attack. Though they may all die, the Redeemer will fall as well. Desperately trying to jump on the Redeemer. He gets it, overwhelming the support of the War Factory, but the Redeemer on Masterleaf's side falls as well. Masterleaf with reinforcements coming in from the north. This Scorpion tanks from minutes ago. And finally, some Spectres are coming out onto the field for Drive. All of the husks getting sniped back down. That engineer just standing around with nothing to actually do. Masterleaf utilizing these obelisks more than almost anyone that I've seen. He's got so many kills with this one obelisk. I wish we had kill counters on units for actually structures as well. But if we could see how many units and structures this one obelisk has killed, being powered up by all of these beam cannons. Masterleaf's use of EMPs has been actually more thorough than Drive's use of EMPs. Another harvester is going to go down. Oh no, it barely escapes. Spectres finally out on their field, finally getting a couple of shots off here. Avatars are going to get jumped by these Scorpion tanks, but this is 4 or 5 Avatars on the front lines here versus only 4 or 5 Scorpion tanks remaining. If all of the Avatars can actually join up and fire together, they do have to contend with these obelisks, which is becoming increasingly more difficult to stop. With one Spectre, though, Drive is hoping to lead the way to victory. And Masterleaf had a good idea to deny the harvesting on this field, but this is currently not a game-winning strategy. This is more of a game delay strategy. I think he was hoping that Drive would be a little bit more foolhardy and would commit more stuff to the various attacks, and then Masterleaf would be able to just kill Drive through like a war of attrition. But Drive is holding on, and actually Drive's fields have regrown up to this point a decent amount. And now Drive is actually base pushing Masterleaf himself, so he is doing exactly to Masterleaf what Masterleaf was doing to him. His MCV snuck out the back door at some point, and now Masterleaf has all of his infrastructure here. But Masterleaf actually did a very poor job of harvesting away at this field. He had this field under his control completely uncontested for 5 or 6 minutes up to this point, and he doesn't even have multiple refineries on that field. EMP's finally firing off, getting some guaranteed kills for Drive. Spectre artillery firing off for both sides. On Masterleaf's side, it's from a pretty safe distance. And I guess the Spectre artillery for Drive already went down. And Masterleaf decides to pack up his MCV. I'm not sure if he's going to try and circle around the back and go for a kill on Drive's little expansion here. Drive has already claimed all of the blue Tiberium. He is unloading the last of the blue Tiberium now. And Drive is just going to start harvesting away at Masterleaf's field, although he may be losing another harvester for his attempt. Beam cannons and Spectres, if the Avatars are able to close the distance, they could just stomp all over those units. Someone got a Redeemer out. It looks like it was indeed Masterleaf, as he is going to be stomping his way to the front line. And the Redeemer engineering facility for Drive got eliminated at some point in the past. Masterleaf has rebuilt some of his infrastructure somewhere. His Tier 3 is here at his potential third base. He finally dropped a refinery down in the south. And he's going to be bringing the fight to Drive. Can the EMPs actually land? He's got himself 3, 4 Awakened squads here on the front line, so he can potentially bring a lot of EMPs. And that's a massive EMP firing off for Masterleaf, locking down almost every single Avatar. And now it's charged particle beams versus supercharged particle beams on the ground. The Redeemer not absorbing any of the damage. It's just beam cannons versus shredder turrets, which is not something that you want if you are Drive. EMP locks down the Redeemer, but where's the repeat EMPs? That looks like there's 2. Never mind. There's 1 Awakened squad here, and no sell-off of the Shredder turrets just yet for multiple EMPs. Single Shredder turret slowly working away at those harvesters. Going to be causing problems for Masterleaf. And Masterleaf, he's kind of playing like a game of cat and mouse. He's trying to encircle Drive with base defenses. Drive has maintained his Tier 3, or rather he rebuilt it at some point. Placed it down somewhere. Oh no, I guess he never lost his Tier 3. It was just the Redeemer engineering facility that he lost. EMPs once again firing off, locking down 3 Avatars and 2 Spectres. A great opportunity for Masterleaf to get some free damage off. But there's the Redeemer with EMP and a rear armor, facing 3 obelisks and 3 Avatars as Masterleaf loses another Raider buggy before the EMP actually fires off. His own EMPs aren't always precise, and Masterleaf now slowly but surely trying to encroach on Drive. Spectre's firing off, but the repairs are enough. Masterleaf loses another Spectre, but the EMP is good. He's not targeting down the avatars. He's targeting down the Spectres of Drive. He's trying to gain an artillery advantage. EMP fires off, locks down 2 of the Raider buggies. The obelisk finally falls, so this field is safe for Drive to harvest from for the current moment. Once again, the Harvester's just taking that extra bit of damage. The Redeemer for Masterleaf has fallen, but it looks like he may be about to pump out a second Redeemer. Might be something else coming out of there. Drive is getting pushed further and further back. He never got any more than 1 Harvester on this field, and it's a high damage Harvester, so it is in a slow-moving mode. And there's the Redeemer stepping back out onto the field for Masterleaf. EMPs, avatars, and rear armor can deal with that Redeemer if Drive is careful. There's the big EMP once again. Masterleaf not able to stop this Obelisk of Light from eliminating his Raider buggies. So once these avatars come back online, they'll be able to step out of range. But 2 of them have fallen already. Masterleaf slowly but surely trying to carve closer and closer, shorten the distance between himself and Drive. Drive might be slowly but surely losing out the number of avatars that he has as he's trying to reclaim some of the husks. We'll have to see if these avatars are actually able to step away from the front line and get repairs. The answer so far is yes. Both of the avatars get reclaimed. They go to the far side of the War Factory. Masterleaf's MCV is getting caught on either the beam cannons or the shredder turret or something. The Redeemer is now here on the field. If only Drive could jump forward and kill off this MCV, it would slow the advance of Masterleaf. Masterleaf still has another MCV over here, but it's got a obelisk queued, so he's not going to be moving that MCV anytime soon. Oh no, it's a shredder turret queued, not an obelisk. Shredder turrets are so much cheaper. Man, the difference in the quality of reflections versus the actual animation is pretty funny. How badly aliased the... Oh, he got his own Redeemer engineering facility. How badly aliased the reflections are versus how good the actual game looks. Well, these 2 Harvesters are extremely low on health. This 1 Harvester is extremely low on health. And I guess eventually, because Masterleaf never dealt with that Shredder turret, he's going to be losing Harvesters to it. The Redeemer is EMP'd, but now it's going to return from the front line. Try and step away. Nice EMPs on all 5 of those avatars. And it looks like the Redeemer engineering facility got canceled for Drive. So once again, he's kind of losing out on his options. If he only had more than... Oh, he now has 3 Harvesters over at that field, which is great to see. He's finally got himself those 3 Harvesters up and running. Hey, there we go. The Harvesters have all died. Masterleaf needs to go ahead and drop a refinery here. This is more than enough blue Tiberium to make that worth it. The Spectres, it looks like, have all gone down. It's just down to the beam cannons once again, and Masterleaf is going to melt his way through the refineries of Drive. Power plants go down. EMP whiffs. Drive backs up from the front line. And, well, he's still got this base down here where he's now dropped his new Redeemer engineering facility. He's trying to get himself out another Redeemer, hoping that this one will be the one that does something for him. Engineers? I guess maybe 2 engineers for the Redeemer. Yep, 2 engineers for Masterleaf's Redeemer. One engineer and the second engineer on the way? Nope. Is he going to sell off the engineering facility? No, he's using it as a war factory to produce more stuff. He's going to sell off the ops center. And he stealths the Redeemer, something that Masterleaf can't do. Okay, so he's going to run with 2 engineers inside of that Redeemer. Laser fence on the MCV. I like that he left one shredder turret. Like, it'll be burned down so quickly by Masterleaf, but Masterleaf choosing to long-distance harvest this blue field instead of just harvest it the normal way. Finally, this shredder turret got eliminated. Finally. All right, we got a lot of Raider buggies. Now, Masterleaf has been going for the send all of your Raider buggies in and EMP them all at once methodology, which sometimes does work. Beam cannon almost goes down. Some of those units not in range of that rage gen, I think. That could have been worse for Masterleaf, but it honestly wasn't that bad. Masterleaf potentially taking this Tib field in the north, maybe? Shredder turret is going to be keeping those Raider buggies at bay. All right, 5, 6 avatars on their way to the front line with the Redeemer. Rage Gen fires off for Masterleaf, but it looks like everything already was given commands. Raider buggies get cleaned up. Redeemer has its front armor facing this obelisk, and here's the repeat EMPs nicely chained there by Masterleaf. He ends up losing one of the Raider buggies without really doing anything with it, and this one single Black Hand member is being quite annoying. EMP locks down that obelisk, and maybe Drive can break it down. He finally brought his own beam cannons to the front line. Looks like Rage Gen firing off again. Beam cannons. Going to find a new obelisk to charge up. And, well, one beam cannon is down. Masterleaf is really wishing he could sell off power plants and get more EMPs for his frontline forces. And the beam cannon is going to be able to outrange that obelisk and burn it down. Bike heads to the front line. This is a good number of avatars here on the front line. Rage Gen fires off. Is this going to cause any problems? It looked like no. The attack orders were pretty much already given. There's the EMPs locking down everything for Drive, but the second EMP doesn't fire off. Masterleaf with 2 Raider buggies only getting that first EMP to lock down those units. Reinforcing avatars coming in from the north. Another obelisk going down for Masterleaf, but it's going to get burned up by Drive, and Drive is finally making headway. Masterleaf has a lot of stuff, but not a lot of forces. His ground army is depleting. He's going to make another run with these Raider buggies. The EMPs not firing off because the Rage Gen completely disrupts the attack. One more Raider buggy coming in. Can he lock anything down? The answer is no. He gets caught on something, and repeat EMPs are the name of the game. Nicely done there by Masterleaf. Once again, locks down the Redeemer so he can get the secure kill on that Redeemer. Masterleaf steps forward. Drive might have to make his last stand here. He's got the beam cannons to outrange the obelisks, but without his avatars to actually hold the front line, it's going to be slow to move forward. Drive can push this stuff back from Masterleaf, but as more and more forces show up for Masterleaf, Drive needs to have an answer for them. And currently, nothing is showing up for Masterleaf. He's got Spectres on the way. Masterleaf might have to kind of give up this location. He's got at least 2 Spectres on the front line. Gets a couple of good shots off as Rage Gen disrupting the front line of Drive. Avatars stepping forward. Avatars getting deleted from the game as 2 of them go down. At the same time, their husks eliminated by the Spectres. The Redeemer turns back around. Masterleaf pushes forward. A lot of this Tiberium taking a lot of damage. Actually, some of these Tiberium crystals are ready to explode. You can blow up Tiberium. It's not usually a cost-efficient way, but sometimes you'll see battles like this with a lot of splash damage clear out a big chunk of a Tiberium field. EMP firing off. No, it doesn't land. Harvester's trying to sneak away with some of this Tiberium, but the shelling is too consistent. Another Redeemer out on the field for drive. He doesn't have any engineers waiting. It looks like a Tib Trooper and maybe nothing else. Maybe he'll draft another barracks on the front line here. All right, Masterleaf is making some headway. The first EMP fires off for drive, but here's the return fire EMPs locking down even the War Factory as it gets eliminated. Avatars aren't actually going down. The Spectres land. A couple of money shots clearing out 2 more Avatars, and the Husks get eliminated. No recovery chance for drive. And drive, he has not been able to disrupt this middle-of-the-map economy from Masterleaf. This has been a sloppy, messy game between these two players, and Masterleaf is getting close to potentially having this one in the bag, but it looked like he had it in the bag earlier, and he did not. So maybe Drive can pull something else out of his hat. The artillery advantage, it's on the side of Masterleaf, but maybe Drive can bust through with a couple of careful EMPs. EMP fires off for Masterleaf. It whiffs for Drive, and Masterleaf gets the free damage off with his artillery. Drive starting to return fire a little bit as more Raider buggies come to the front line. Rage Gen perfectly timed by Masterleaf, and everything gets EMP'd as Masterleaf swarms the front line with more and more Raider buggies. Only one Avatar is still online, and Drive may simply be overwhelmed by the forces of Masterleaf. He does get a money EMP off on the Redeemer of Masterleaf, and more of the EMPs are actually whiffing now for Masterleaf as his bikes come in to finish off the Spectres. Nicely done there by Masterleaf, but once again, Drive slowing the Redeemer of Masterleaf, and eventually the Redeemer of Drive, it looks like, is going to fall. Another Avatar steps on out for Drive. The EMPs are just enough for Drive to keep Masterleaf's Redeemer offline. But the beam cannons and the Spectres, surely they can do the job. They can seal the deal. Oh my gosh, another Avatar before the War Factory goes down, and the Redeemer might actually fall for Masterleaf. Drive's Redeemer slowly sinks into the ground as it tries to walk away like a ghost. Goodbye, Redeemers. Those might be the last Redeemers of this game, but now there's no heavy armor for Masterleaf to actually press forward. He's just got artillery and light units, which the Avatars can deal with the light units if they have repairs, but they can't deal with the artillery. The MCV might finally be getting targeted down. The EMPs are about to fire off, and no, the Raider buggies get cleaned up by their own Spectre artillery. Masterleaf is slowly but surely moving forward against the MCV of Drive, and soon the Shredder turrets will stop unless Drive pulls something like a super heroic stealth tank to skirt around the edges of the map. The MCV falls, and with it falls most of Drive's chances of taking this game. The Redeemer is back out on the field for Masterleaf, way back at his main base, and Drive has been defeated. A back and forth slugfest. Not a lot of high-level strategy or tactics going on there. And Masterleaf ahead on Eco for pretty much that entire game, considering he denied the third base of Drive. But flatlining himself as Drive was just slowly but surely cranking up. And the end of the day, this is where things really started to take a turn for the worse for Drive, is right when Masterleaf got control of that northern field of the Blue Tiberium, and he pushed Drive away from all of those income sources. And that will do it for a sloppy slugfest between Drive and Masterleaf. That'll do it for this game, for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and this is Sybert signing out.